I am a goddess, I am a queen, and I am your sister. And I use those pronouns that I particularly choose to use because those pronouns ground me and who I am as a black trans woman in America.
If you had to wear my shoes, you'd probably take them off too.
I don't like to get into like gender because I know gender is a social construct and gender is used depending on what gender you want to use to oppress and separate and break down people. And so I use this, that I do affirm and say that, to make space for other trans or gender non-conforming folks who need that space too. I don't need a gender to affirm me. I am LaLa Zannell, and that's who I am. I want to control my own vessel. I don't want it to be based upon a gender that's going to put me in a box. I don't want to be in a box for myself. So. Gender is the only thing that everyone has such a hard layer to talk about and to unpeel. Yeah. And that is the biggest layer that is pulling everyone apart. We're nothing. We're a problem to them. They don't look at us as a person that actually votes and contributes, but you come to us and rob all the time. Mm-hmm. From arts and dancing, to fashion, to makeup, to bundles, honey, weaves and things. Yeah. Now the Kardashians wear them and it's hot. It's been hot. And so like the axis of how you continually come into these communities and steal, but then at the same time you have such a problem to understand gender and, you know, trans folks, and this is wrong, and this is that, but you can come and you rob us. The Stonewall Riot was the biggest rebellion in this country. It was led by trans women of color. And that was back in like 1970, 1969. Yeah. That set the template. So you knew then. There's no point in 2017 where there's trans representation on TV, all the things that have happened, the constant reminder of the deaths of trans women of color, all of the policies and protections that have been taken away. So for you to live in this country and you don't know nothing about gender and trans people, I'm not buying. I am a Detroit native. Transitioned really early on, like when I was like 15. At a time where there was no other possibility models like we have today, so it's just basically I was navigating things on my own. Ended up sneaking out of the home, go-go dancing in local gay bars, and a friend of a family told my mother that I was there, and my mother flipped out or whatever, but she only flipped out because white supremacy taught her that she had a boy. She didn't have a boy because white supremacy only can tell you that you can have a boy or a girl, but the reality is that gender is in your mind, and that every person on this earth has the right to define their gender for who they are. And so it's best that you just tell a parent that they had a beautiful baby. When I lived in Michigan at the time, like I felt like there was so many things going on, like all of the people that were around me were dying. There was so many destructive behaviors that I was doing that I had to do to survive. So moved to Atlanta until I ran into the right person, because it's always about running into the right person. And he was the manager of Starbucks, and we was hanging out at Blake's on the Park in Atlanta, chilling. And we were talking, and so, oh my gosh, she was so cute. And asked me my source. I just moved here. I was looking for a job. I said, you found a job yet? I was like, no, I said, I work at Starbucks. Come with me tomorrow. I got the job like that. And I worked on Starbucks in Phipps Plaza, which is like the most bougiest malls in Atlanta, Georgia. And I was the shift manager. So, for years, you know, and so I feel like the universe makes room for what it needs to make room for, and also that's an example of I'm not waiting on the system to give me nothing. I'm going to knock on every door. I'm coming in the back, I'm coming in the side, but I'm going to come in. And I think people rely or are waiting for a silver platter or a spoon that's never going to come. I know that these systems hate me every day, so therefore I'm an armor up, and when I'm engaging with you, it's war. In different kind of ways, like not necessarily mean I'm going to buck against you, but if that's how you're presenting it, I'm going to give it to you right back, because I know I'm at war every day as being a black trans woman in this country. Something I really want to stop, gatekeeping and policing of TGNC's opinions. Like that really gets on my nerves. Like the gatekeeping of resources, the gatekeeping of power, the gatekeeping of decision making, the gatekeeping of telling you how you're supposed to exist, how you're supposed to show up, how you're supposed to breathe, how you're supposed to look, how you're supposed to type, how you're supposed to present. Just the gatekeeping of that and anti-blackness got to go. We're not props. We're not something to be tolerated. We're not a grant deliverable. We are human beings on this earth, and we are entitled to the same respect that my ancestors fought for. I'm not going to tolerate it from the white supremacy systems, and I'm definitely not going to tolerate it from any person of color, because last time I checked, you didn't pick no cotton, you wasn't hung from no tree, and you was not raped. So let them people in the grave come tap me on my shoulder and tell me I'm doing wrong, and even then I might say, Mama, you ain't got no power here. But for somebody who has not done nothing to earn the little bit of rights, I ain't with it. The current construct that exists I want no parts of anything that puts people in boxes, that judge people by boxes. I want no parts of that. But just regular feminism that's just really about embarking on people being who they are. It's no question of anything. Like it is with, if you're a feminist, you're a feminist. Who am I to question that? Who am I to put you through these check boxes and say, no, that makes you a real feminist? You're getting attacked from so many systems, and if you don't have support or have no understanding on how to maneuver them or how to stay away from them, you're wearing out your body. So self-care and self-love is off the top, and 100% knowing yourself and authentically knowing yourself and being comfortable with that, even in the hard days. Because if you don't know yourself, you're going to be pulled in so many directions. My mother is like my best friend.
Wow.
My mother is everything. My mother is my biggest cheerleader. She was rocking for me at a time I was still trying to understand myself. But she was like, I'm rocking with you, baby. We gonna get it through. And so, yes, support is everything. And so because I had that support, that means that my friends and everybody around me had access to that support.
Wow.
And Cecilia Gentili from GMAC. That's like my sister. I call her the trans Olivia Pope. It's a rap.
Yes, it's a